This is breaking news from the Las Vegas Review-Journal, sponsored by Michael Gaughan's South Point Hotel, Casino, and Spa.
Yeah, I mean, Ashton has his own unique style, and I don't think we're going to ever try to coach that out of him. I think he's amazing after contact, and that's one of his biggest strengths. So, our job right now is just getting him lined up, having him understand what our offense is, what our scheme is, and then let him go in terms of his running style. His running style is his running style, and it's gotten him this far, so we're going to continue to ride that.
Where is he in terms of pass protection, is picking up, understanding that?
Again, it's these days right now is really part of OTA still, because we still haven't had we have not had full pads on. I don't think we can get to do that till practice 5. When you watched him in college, he's a tough, hard-nosed, physical, not only as a runner but in pass protection. We just haven't had a chance. Now we drill it. Dylan is as good a coach as there is in terms of getting guys ready to play, but we haven't done anything where I could say, I've seen it in myself, but I don't have any question that he can be really good in the pass pro game.
Definitely see him being tapped into in the pass game, and not just on screens, but kind of downfield.
Sure.
Obviously, that was something that you guys saw on film in college. But how pleased are you with the progress that he's shown?
He's done a great job. He's a natural catcher. He played a little bit of receiver in high school when you talk to him. And I think he played some slot receiver. But he catches the ball naturally. It's a natural deal for him. All Ashton is working on right now, to be honest with you, is just our terminology and just feeling really comfortable in how we call it. He played in a pro-style offense. Dirk Cutter, former head coach in the National Football League, was his offensive coordinator at Boise the last couple of years. So, he's got a really good understanding. He's smart, excited. You're starting to – what we want to just make sure is we just don't overwhelm him with everything, because obviously our playbook is a little bit more than a college playbook, and all NFL teams are the same way. So, but he's handled everything really, really well so far.
Jim, at this point in the offseason, what are you looking for from the offense?
It's not the off season, so it's the season, and it's day 2. I think all of us and the whole coaching staff and the players will tell you too, for 2 days they've been sharp. Really the question you always have is, they left here on June 11th and they came back for July 23rd. Where were they in the interim? And you could tell that these guys worked on it, not only from a physical standpoint in terms of their conditioning and what they did coming back, but mentally they were sharp, and we've thrown a lot at them, because we came out of the spring, and when we got back here day 1, they were kind of responsible for everything from the spring. So it's been a big install, and will continue to be, but it's because they can handle it. So they've been really, really sharp. They love playing, and so they're as excited. You watch their enthusiasm. It's not fake. They're excited to be out there playing football. So we're excited where they are right now, and it's really about stacking really good days on top of good days. Now we've had 2. The challenge is, can we have a good walkthrough this afternoon, and can we carry that over till tomorrow?
Jim, there's a lot of expectations on the wide receiver room, and how have you seen the rookies kind of grow with this offense that encourages you about the coming season?
Yeah, and I mean, there's every wide receiver room in the league. It's a passing league, so for you to compete, you got to run the ball to win games, but you got to score. To score points, you got to throw the football, and I think we're young out there. But we have some talent, so we're only still 2 practices in, and still in that kind of OTA mentality. You're really going to be able to tell when you get to play in the first preseason game. You get to practice against the 49ers, and then get to play the Cardinals. So you're gonna find out. And even as we move the following week, a week from Saturday, we'll have a game in Allegiant, a scrimmage in Allegiant. So, but so far so good.
Early. What has Dante Thornton shown you so far in terms of what he can add to this offense?
He just has a great skill set. For someone that tall, that fast, he's got a big catch radius. He's done a really nice job, and Chris Beatty does a great job with him in terms of picking up our offense. I think he's pretty sharp. I know Gino really it's comforting to Gino to know he's got someone that fast, that tall out there, because there's a big body to throw to that can run and stretch a defense a little bit. So. He's been really good, but I think for all these guys, as you start to get into the second week of training camp, and then the preseason games is when you'll start to really be able to get an idea of where they are.
You mentioned being able to, the guys picking up on schemes and playbook. How excited does that make you? Just like, I got guys who can absorb, retain, and go out there and execute.
It's awesome. This is such a good group to coach. Like they want to be coached. They're thirsty for knowledge. When you go into the meeting room, there's a little buzz and there's an excitement. It's not like, oh God, we're in camp. What are we doing here? It's like they're excited. And it's special when you get an opportunity to be on an NFL roster. And I think these guys are really taking advantage of it. And as a coach, it makes it a blast to come in this building every day. And I think a lot of it's from the tone that Pete has set. He's made football fun for these guys. This group loves playing football. So it's been a lot of fun.
Yesterday, Gino came out and said that you've been doing a good job of putting players in position to really make plays. Obviously, you have your scheme in which you want to implement, but how much goes into really learning each player and creating schemes just for them in particular?
That's a great question, and I think there's a ton involved in that. Is being able to figure out what are the strengths and what are the weaknesses of each individual player, and then trying to put them in positions where they can make plays. The beauty of it is that the guy pulling the trigger can run everything. So if we're with Gino and say, hey, we'd like to do this, he can do it. If you want to do that part of the game, whether it be quick game, he can do it. With throwing deep ball, he can do it. Throwing the intermediate big balls, he can do that. He's got so much experience, and to have a veteran quarterback there it's such a comforting feeling. And really, Aiden, who's got experience, he's not a rookie, and in his first 2 days, he's been really, really sharp. But two guys that when defenses are trying to do some things, and Pat does a great job of trying to scheme you up, show you one thing, but then give you another, and for those guys to be able to diagnose this, and they're the point guard, they're the ones that are pulling the trigger every play, but to have those guys doing it makes it really easy.
That point, just about kind of figuring out what the guys are out to do. In terms of a guy like Brock, how much fun do you have in figuring out what you can do with him in this offense?
Well, that's part of it, and you learn every day. So, you obviously know that he can go deep. He can catch shallow routes. I learned over the summertime he can hit grand slams. So you learn more about the player every single time you're around him. So if for some reason it turns into a home run derby and we're playing anybody in the NFL, I'll take Brock. So, but he's just such a special weapon, and you ask him too. He's still learning. I think Kirby did a great job at Georgia in terms of how they used him. And I think you'll start to see. I think you can use him in a lot of different ways, and he's a special player, and so we're really excited about him.
For Jack Bish, we've seen him kind of move around since OTAs, trying to find his role in the offense. What do you think the biggest areas of focus for him should be going into the training camp?
Well, it's for all those guys. It's just really, truly understanding the offense. For a veteran, it's they're thinking about their release plan. For a rookie, they're thinking about, do I line up +2 from the hash, -1 from the hash? My route is a slant, and they haven't even recognized the defense yet. When you're an older player, that stuff's kind of second nature for them. Now it's, what's my plan? Is it press? Is it off man? How do I want to release this guy? Some of those things. So it's just him getting more comfortable in our scheme. But he, and like a lot of college players nowadays, he played in 2 different systems. He was in LSU system and did a nice job in that system, and now he's played for Sonny at TCU, and so that was a different system. So he's sharp and he's picking things up, but both him, Dante, Ashton, they're still rookies, and they still have, even though they got here right after the draft, they haven't had pads on. We still haven't gotten to that point, so we're still running around, and hopefully everybody looks good in this, and they do. So that's a positive.
Shift, we've seen Thayer playing a little bit of guard. Jordan was playing center today.
Yeah.
Meredith. Feels like this offensive line has some versatility and some guys that can cover a lot of different positions. How good is that depth, or what do you feel about the depth so far?
Pads. I'll go back to that one. Right. A lot of guys, I've seen guys look great, and then all of a sudden you put the pads on and you're like, where did he go? Well, he's still here, but you just don't notice him as much anymore. But to have versatility, I think that's a real big deal. Jordan can play both center and guard. JPJ can play both center and guard. Thayer has played guard, can play tackle, can he swing? I think bringing in Alex Kappa was a great maneuver because it really adds a veteran that's played multiple positions. So we're going to try to sort that out. The one thing about the NFL that's so much different than college is game day. You're going to have either 7 or 8 guys up on game day. So whoever the 5 starters are, that's great. Those other 3 guys, you don't have 10. So you don't have a backup left tackle, backup right tackle, backup right guard, backup left guard, backup center. You got 3 guys. And they got to be able to go no matter who goes down. So, if you lose 2 tackles, then 2 of those backups technically got to go play tackle now. And the more versatile those other guys are, the better it's going to be for your depth, especially in game.
What have you thought of Jacoby Myers thus far? You think he's poised to have a big season from how his training camp has gone early on and everything?
Yeah. Well, he had a big season last year.
Yeah.
I think the only receiver in the NFL not to drop a ball. Such a sure-handed receiver. He can play both inside and outside. Showed up a lot today. I thought he made some really, really big plays today. I know Gino has a really good comfort level with him. But I think his versatility from, similar to what we just talked about with the offensive line, his ability to play inside and outside, it really helps us. If we got 2 tight ends in the game, can he be an outside receiver? If we don't have 2 tight ends in the game, can he play and line up in a tight end position in the slot? And he can do it all. So he's a good weapon to have.
I know Brock can kind of move around to different positions. Does that just kind of give you a chance to express a lot of creativity on offense?
It does, and I think what you're looking for is matchups, and defense is the same way. A lot of people on defense have gone to more multiple dime linebackers, guys that were safeties that are playing linebacker. Jamal Adams is a guy that, I think there's a reason they brought him in here. The league is like that. It's almost a little bit, there's some positionless deals. Like, hey, they got 3 or 4 guys that could be, he could be a tight end, he could be a receiver, he could be a receiver, he could be a running back. He could be a safety, he could be a linebacker. He could be a linebacker, he could be a defensive end. So the more versatility you have, I think it helps you and it allows you to be more creative with the schemes that you have. All right, guys, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, there we go.
Ready to have a chip.
All right.
but you're also a durable runner. What do you do to keep yourself healthy, I guess, and still keep that physical style?
Yeah, just it starts, right now taking care of the body, hot tub, cold tub. I mean, the right diet, nutrition, getting enough sleep at night. Just everything I can do to keep myself on the field and, be accountable for my teammates.
When you're in college, there's restrictions. You can't devote 24/7 to football. That's just the way it goes. There's rules. This is now a 24/7 proposition. Have you noticed that this is now a job and you get to devote however much time you want to devote to your craft?
Yeah, most definitely. And I think for me, that's what's most exciting because you can become the best version of yourself. You don't got schoolwork to do and all that. Like, you can devote all the time you want to the game of football. And this game, you get what you put in, so I'm grateful for that, and I'm gonna keep putting in and getting out great things.
Have you noticed any changes in your body? It looks like you're ready to go, basically. I don't know if that's how you've always looked, but have you noticed that change, that the ability to put that kind of time into your body?
Yeah, definitely focusing in on my weight, my diet. I'm coming in a little bit lighter, just so I can have more speed. Be more explosive, right? So eating the proper things to maintain my weight.
Sure, you were familiar with Gino and had watched him from afar, but now that you've worked with him for a couple months, what surprised you about him?
Man, he's. I wouldn't say I was surprised. I've heard a lot of great things, but he's just a great guy. I mean, he's smooth. He runs the offense well. I mean, he makes crazy throws out there. Threading the needle. So I'm blessed to have a quarterback like him to play alongside.
You've been through many camps and OTAs and all that, but your first training camp in the NFL, so how much are you enjoying being in your first training camp?
Oh, I'm loving it. It's a dream come true. This is a moment I've been dreaming about, working for all my life. So, now I'm here, and, it's time to take advantage of the opportunity.
Is it any different than you thought that it would be?
Nah, I mean, a lot of hard work, trying to get better each and every single day, long days, early mornings, late nights. So, that's what I expected, and, that's what the game of football comes with.
Sure. Ashton, there was when Randy Moss was a rookie, I guess there were moments in his rookie camp that let everyone know, wow, that's Randy Moss as early as camp. And great players have that moments in camp. Have you had the opportunity to have that moment yet? Has it happened, you think, already?
I don't think so yet. I mean, especially as a running back, to me, it's really when we put the pads on. So, I'll let that happen when it happens,
Is that a moment you're looking forward to?
Oh, yeah, most definitely. Most definitely.
You mentioned you ran a pro-style offense at Boise. How would you kind of compare and contrast both of those, and what's that process been for you, picking this one up?
Yeah, I think the fact that I did run a pro-style in Boise has made the transition a lot easier, being under center, being under the gun, all that type of stuff. And then in this offense, I think the only thing that's a little more different is catching the ball out the backfield a little more. As Boise, I was really just grounding and pounding,
Are you excited about that part? We've obviously seen you involved in the passing game right now. Just show that off.
Yeah, definitely excited. I feel like that's a part of my game that wasn't really shown that much at Boise State. So I'm hoping to bring that to life some more.
Working behind the offensive line, do you not really? Do you have to week in pads to really get that chemistry going, or can you establish that now?
I think you can establish it now. Coach Pete Carroll talks about it a lot, just your imagination, right? So a lot of the runs, and they're going to hit a little different right now because you don't have pads on, but if you can kind of imagine it and just play the technique and fundamentals so that when the pads do come on, you're just ready to go. It's second nature.
Raheem wants to previously talk to us about how he wants to take you under his wing during your rookie year. Just so far, what have you learned from him, and kind of what's it been like having that veteran leadership already with you?
Yeah, it's been great. I mean, he's already been doing that since day one. Just advice on little things, whether it's on the field or off the field. Any way he can help me, he's been there. So it's always great to have a veteran in your room that can bring you along and show you the way.
Being a college star is kind of one thing. Being in the NFL is kind of one thing, but being a Raider here in Las Vegas, see at Summer League, how has the experience been? Raider Nation, everything else, being with this franchise.
It's been amazing so far. I mean, obviously, a superstar is one thing, but then a fan base who truly loves all the players, no matter if you're the superstar or not. It's just special.
Trying to win over the UNLV fan base?
You said what?
Trying to win over the UNLV fan base?
I don't know if I ever will, you know.
You got the last round.
You mentioned, sorry. You mentioned some things that you expected from the NFL, the long days, hard practices. Is there anything that's kind of surprised you so far?
I wouldn't say not too. Probably the playbook, just how many plays and the level of detail being even higher. So just so much more plays to remember. I'd say that's the main thing.
So much of your game is breaking tackles. Before the pads come on, what are you really trying to hone in and focus on now?
Just the details in every single play. Getting to the right depth of my routes. Hitting the right aiming points on my run tracks. Identifying the defense and pressures, being able to pick up pressures. So just all the little things that'll make me an all-around great back.
Ashton, everybody shared ideas about what you can do for the offense. In your own words, what do you think you will be able to do for the offense?
I say like a car. It's got the engine. So we want to run the ball. So I'm gonna try my best to make this offense run. And we got great receivers, great tight ends, great quarterback, and it'll start with the run game.
Let's do one more. All good, guys? Okay, cool. Thanks.
Sure.
It's a different experience for sure. Okay.
Just doing everything he's doing. I mean, it's making me a lot better player, but a lot better person. How he attacks everything in this facility, he attacks it off the field and attacks it at home. So I've been taking what I've been learning with him and trying to become a better player, but also a better man. So
not that you didn't know that it was going to take hard work at all, but there's a level of hard work in college, and then there's a level of hard work in the NFL. Was that a little bit of an awakening?
I mean, yeah, of course. I mean, in college, they own you pretty much. You're there every single day. You maybe get 2 weeks off a year, and you're a student. And then get to the NFL, and then it's like, whew, it's on you. You got all this time. Right. I don't know what to do with my hands. So, no, it's definitely something you got to learn. And to have a guy like Max and have the strength staff here really help me out and keep me around the building. I mean, it was. You think about it, and people think it's a lot of hard work, and it is a lot of hard work, but it's just so much fun too. So I think that's what makes it, easy to come into the building.
Speaking of guys, you got to spend some time with Gino. Shared yesterday that when he came here, you flew down to Miami and met with him, worked with him. Why was that important to you, and how'd it go?
He's the quarterback, man. I mean, the relationship between me and him has to be perfect, and I really take pride in that. And you know, in the past, I've had good relationships with my quarterbacks, but I want a great relationship. You know, I want to be just as close with him that I am with my brothers. So, yeah, first opportunity I got to go see him in his hometown, it's crucial, no-brainer. Let's go see him. And it just happened to be, you know, like Fort Lauderdale, Miami. So had some good food down there.
I don't know if you heard a quote yesterday. Max said it wasn't really a smooth sailing with you guys from
the
beginning. I guess, how did that relationship kind of develop, and where did it maybe turn?
Yeah, no, I mean, coming in, you know, I had a lot of rough trials. You know, I missed a little training camp. I missed a little bit of OTAs. Like, I came in not proven. So in his eyes, I look at and see, oh, here's a second-round pick who, you know, hasn't really proved anything, you know. And then I ended up, you know, proving a little bit in season and a little bit of my worth, and then really putting in a lot of work in the offseason with him. I mean, you got to think you're not just going to meet a girl and she's going to love you right away. You got to take her out to dinner a couple of times, open the door, meet her parents, and then, you know, maybe she'll love you. So I just had to put in the work. So.
There's also something to be said about earning respect.
Yeah.
Like earning it, not just being given to you. Is that kind of satisfying that you earned it, that respect?
I mean, yeah, it's satisfying, but it's more just like I'm happy that I have the relationship that I have with him, you know? He's like one of my best friends now. So, yeah, I'm happy that I earned it, but I'm also like, I've gotten so much out of it too. So.
You said going down to Fort Lauderdale, Miami, and
yeah.
be with Gino. What's something maybe that you learned about him that you maybe didn't think that he was like looking at him from afar?
We kind of look at his age, and you go, oh, he's maybe a little bit of an old man, you know? No. He just has so much youth, so much fire in him. I've talked about it before, but he just has so much energy and so much want and so much, you know, left in him. I think that's the biggest thing I kind of took out of it, just because before I grew up watching Gino. Like when he was drafted, I'm in middle school, elementary. Like, I don't want to age him like that, but it's just you get to meet the people that you kind of watch growing up. So it was just really cool to meet him and see who he really is. So
that being said, how about his athletic ability as far as like his ability to throw the ball and whatnot? Do you see like, man, he's got.
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, first time he stepped in, he's lifting with us, he's moving, he's throwing, he's got so much fire, he's talking trash. Like, he's not old. You know, age is definitely not defining him. So his athleticism is so fun to watch, and I think it's going to be such a weapon.
What did you get to take out of the trip to Australia, New Zealand, and being able to tour down there?
Yeah, no, being down under was awesome. I mean, I didn't even know I was going. We had somebody back out, the Raiders reached out and said, hey, do you want to go down to Australia? And that's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, so of course. But being able to go down there and meet the great people of Australia, New Zealand, you know, the Kiwis, it was unbelievable. Such great hospitality, and I think the biggest takeaway I got to say is you walk around and everybody's wearing Raiders. It's crazy. Like, they love silver and black down there. So getting to walk around, I think I had some funny interactions. So I walked by and someone's wearing a Raiders. I'm like, hey, like, nice shirt. The guy's like, oh, thanks, man. You know? I was like, all right. But no, it was really cool to see the culture down there, and I definitely see us taking over that continent. I mean, and in New Zealand with the All Blacks too. I mean, we're hand in hand. We both love black. So I think we're gonna grow a lot of our following down there. Maybe get a game down there. That'd be awesome. So it was really cool to be a part of that kind of first interaction and be able to, you know, spread the good word of the Raiders. So.
How long was the plane ride, and have you ever been on a plane ride that long?
I've been on a 8-hour plane ride, but that was 16. It's kind of tough. Going there is not bad. Coming back is pretty bad because you're going back in time. So, yeah.
You, obviously not in pads yet, but what have you learned so far blocking for Ashton?
He runs hard. He runs hard, and he doesn't make a lot of mistakes. And when he does, he learns from them. And that's all you can ask from a rookie. I mean, learn from your mistakes. And he's doing everything that he can to be great. And you see it, and you hear it, and you feel it. So he's doing great.
As far as pads, what do you want to see from once you guys go into pads? How excited are you to see him when you go to that part?
Oh, really excited. I mean, it's pads. I mean,
This is what we're here to do. We're not playing 7-on-7. I know there's Olympic football now, but this is real football coming up. So watching him block and hit, I mean, it's exciting. So.
Yo, Jay, how much are you relishing being the guy at center and being the leader in that role?
Yeah, I mean, it's great. I mean, I'm just trying to earn it every day. I mean, nothing's given to me. Nothing's been said. I'm just trying to earn what I can, and I'm trying to earn the trust of my guys, the trust of my team. And I think we're going to have a great year, and I think a lot of the guys are having a lot of fun on the offensive line. So just competing and having fun and, getting closer to the guys around me.
What's that competition like? How do they get embraced in on the offensive line in that room?
I mean, you think about it like how the coaches are doing it, go ones against twos, twos against ones. I mean, it doesn't matter where you're at. You're going against great competition. So, I mean, this isn't Love Island. We're not mad at each other, Like, we're out there just trying to have fun. And we're just trying to work hard and get better. We're all trying to help each other. It's not, I don't have to give a rose to somebody at the end of the day, so I'm feeling good.
Is that the next big trip?
When you put the pads on?
No, not really.
Love Island, the next big trip for you?
No. I got a fiance. She'll kick my butt. So.
I got one for you. So you grew up a Raiders fan, a ton of fans at practice today. Has to be surreal to live out your childhood dream every day. What do you make of that? How do you kind of take that in and just, I guess, use that to continue fueling you?
I mean, it's a ton of fuel. I mean, coming out and seeing some little kids wearing like a 58 or some wearing a 58, it's huge to me. Like, I'm an offensive lineman. They don't, it's not like a normal selling jersey. So to be seeing a team that I love growing up and then fans embracing me, I mean, that's why I play, Like, it could be like COVID and you play and no one's there. But these guys are here screaming, yelling, having a lot of fun. And I owe it to them every day to come out and give it my all. Because if I don't, I'm letting them down, So it's so awesome to see them out here. And it's so cool to see, people starting to wear offensive line jerseys. So, yeah.
We've seen so much of your personality in year 2 come out, and you're giving fans an opportunity to get to know you and to see you. How important is that for you to be a face of this team and just let fans kind of see who you are?
Yeah, no, I mean, it's really cool to do. I mean, I got to thank the Raiders for letting me be able to show my, personality. But I think how I play, who I am, and how I work really embellishes what a Raider is. So being able to, put my face out there and have people, see that's great. And be able to, grow my brand and, all that kind of cheesy stuff. But just whatever the team needs me to do, I'm going to do. So if they need me to go out there and shake hands and kiss babies, I'll do that. And I'll do it and smile, and I'll love it. So.
Last one, guys.
When you think about Chip Kelly's offense, what are some things that you believe are like kind of some non-negotiables or things that you really feel like you have to master to really hone in this offense? And what do you think are some things that you really think are to your advantage in it?
I mean, speed. I think speed and running the ball. I mean, I think it all starts up front. It's corny for me to say, but I'll die on the hill. Everything's going to run through us. I mean, you can do all the cool stuff, the motions, all the trick plays, but if you can't block anybody, it's not going to go. So I think the non-negotiable, at least this year, is that we need to be on our part, and we need to be the attitude and heartbeat of the team. So, and I think that's being communicated by the coaches. It's being heard in the locker room. So, yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you. Do not start the Love Island thing. I'm not going.
You've been watching Breaking News from the Las Vegas Review-Journal, sponsored by Michael Gaughan's South Point Hotel, Casino, and Spa.